Hello, Water Walkers. Welcome to See You Saturday. If you stumbled across our video, we hope that you would follow our blog on waterwalkers29.com. So this week, Julie has been talking about the Hall of Faith, and she's been sharing with us scriptures from Hebrews 11 and all the great faith stories that have come before us. And so one thing that really stuck out with me, or I made a connection with this week, was on Thursday, you wrote about the walls of Jericho coming down. And on Thursday, I received an email that I get every morning from Christine Kane, and it was on the same scripture. So I thought I would share that connection with you. And so it's called How Doubt Dies. She shared the scripture from Proverbs 18:21 ESV. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to complain, especially on social media? It's all too easy to get caught up in a cycle of negativity and discouragement. But here's what's so important to remember. Doubt dies unborn if it's never spoken. If the only thing you feel you can do is complain, it's better to say nothing. That steps on my toes.
Yes.
Interestingly, God told the Israelites to do exactly that as they walked around Jericho. It wasn't until the seventh day that he instructed them to shout. God unquestionably knows how important our words are and the power they can release, both for life and for death. So the question is, are you cursing your walls and then expecting God to bless what you curse? That steps on my toes too. God is bigger than anything you are facing, and the devil is small enough to fit under your feet. Don't start talking about what isn't happening or how big the walls are. If you're struggling to believe, say nothing and let faith arise in your heart as you choose to trust God with what you can't see.
I love that.
That I do too. It was an interesting take and a different connection with that same scripture.
Yes, for sure.
So any connections you made this week?
Well, I wrote this probably 4 weeks ago, and I remember the week being really hard to write, a lot harder than I expected it to be, because there's just stories that we've grown up on and we've known, and it's how do you write something a little bit different or take something different away from it. And so each day has been like a new devotion for me. Like I'm reading it for the first time, and each day has spoken to me a little bit differently. But I have to say, when you sent me that email on Thursday, it was such an aha moment, God wink, because I have been complaining a lot lately about circumstances and walls, and I can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I know that God is working in the season of my life. But I think that I'm letting the devil get a hold of me too much. And I've had a friend recently remind me to remember, who I'm working for. I'm working for God and his glory and his kingdom. Amen. And I can't let my circumstances or what people may think or say about me affect who I am and whose I am. Friday, I talked about the prostitute that lowered the spies, and Jesus used her even though she was a prostitute. And I don't know if she just how she felt about that, or if she even knew what God was using her for. But I'm sure afterwards, she probably was, affected by it. Wow, yeah, God used me. Sure. God used me. And so it's a great reminder that no matter what season you're in, what titles people give you, what people say about you, God is going to use you. And, ill things may happen towards you in life, or maybe you think things aren't going as fairly for you or for others, but God's working out all things for his glory and our good, no matter what. Amen. And so it's funny because Thursday I talked about how I don't really love running in circles, but Wednesday I had the opportunity to run at the track at my work, and I ran in circles, and it was a really great run, and I think it's because of this week, and it's what I needed in that moment. So God is really good and really faithful.
Go God. He always uses what we need in the moment.
Yes.
And who knew, only he knew, that when you wrote this 4 weeks ago, it would be what you needed to hear this week.
Yes.
So, and I'm sure other people have been blessed by it too.
Yes, I hope
So
so.
thank you for joining us on the See You Saturday, and we hope that now you will join us and go walk on water.